Hello, welcome to the Connect 0007 experience. Here, we come to the podcast where human connection is everything. If you're trying to connect better with those around you, you're in the right spot. So please, sit back, relax, open your mind, and enjoy the experience. Hello, everybody. I am the host of this amazing podcast. My name is Thaddeus Sims, and today is our 64th episode titled To Those of You Who Are Different. And this podcast is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to be speaking to specific individuals. So, with that being said, before I dive into this, I must share my announcement and fun fact. As you guys already know, there is a Facebook group for you all to join and for us to connect and just get to know each other more. So if you're on Facebook, add the group. It's titled K0007 Tribe on there. So just add it. We can talk and connect. And I would love to hear more from you all. And also as well, if you are new to the podcast, you will know now there is a membership for you all to have the opportunity to impact other people on the podcast. So check that out on the website. I'll leave a link to it below in the description. So now, with that being said, let us jump into the fun fact. So, a lion's roar can be heard from 5 miles away. To be more specific, a lion can roar as loud as 114 decibels, which is roughly 25 times louder than a gas-powered lawnmower. Now, when I first heard this, I was just like, I read this. Well, I heard it when I was saying it in my head. Anyways, when I first read this, I just thought, imagine you're just minding your own business, walking wherever lions are, and you have no business being there, but you just minding your own business, and you just have your headphones on, enjoying nature, enjoying God's green earth, all that fun stuff, and you hear this loud roar behind you. Like, I cannot imagine my nerves being wrecked. Like, I feel like my soul would jump out of my body just hearing a roar. Like, when you're minding your business, somebody just walks up to say, hey, that already kind of shocks you. So imagine a roar. It's just like, oh my gosh, like I think all of my clothes would have been shaken off. Like everything in me would have been shaken out. Soul, bodily fluids, life, everything. Just imagine that, like right behind you. Crazy. Very crazy. That's what I thought. I know I'm weird when it comes to these things, and it is a cool fun fact, but just imagine. So I with this, I'm okay with watching this on Animal Planet or watching this on some nature show. Like, oh, wow, they roared. Even, Lion King does it for me when Simba was trying to learn how to roar. Like that I'm okay with that now. That does it for me. So, okay, let's get into the episode. This is an episode that was inspired by actually a few people around me. And I never really focused in on this, and I'm noticing that there are a lot of people who are just very different, and this does not mean that if you don't fit into this doesn't mean like anything bad or oh you're one of those. It's nothing like that at all. It's a specific messages to those people, and I have to say it that way because you don't really know who they are, right? It's not really a sign. And so there are a lot of people in the world who are very different. And there are a few traits that I have observed of people who are different, and they just have this, like, they're just destined for greatness, right? And I have a few traits that I have listed. So I'm just going to go over that, and you all would be able to tell if you fit into this description. But number one, you think very differently than those around you. You have friends, you have family, but you see things completely different, like very different. Like you're almost like an alien. Like, why am I here, right? Number two, you don't really fit in anywhere. there's groups you've tried to fit in, or there's people who you try to fit in, maybe look like you a little bit, and it doesn't really click. It's just not working. You really don't. And you've tried and tried and tried again. And maybe you thought, what the heck is wrong with me? Like, is there like no one out there that I really fit in with? And when I say fit in, I mean like your tribe, like those people who, they get you, right? The third thing is you've experienced or currently are experiencing internal pain, such as being either alone or feeling lost, or no one really understanding you. And I noticed that's one of the traits in particular. A lot of people who are very different, they have like no one really understands them. And when I say understand them, people may think they do, or they may get a certain part of them, but it's not really who they are. And again, you may feel alone because there's no one who you really fit in or who just on your same wavelength. Or you may feel lost, like, why am I experiencing this, right? So moving on, the fourth thing is, for some reason, you're going to have like huge success. You're going to be successful. Not saying that you're looking for fame. It's not saying that you're looking to be this celebrity. It's nothing like that. But it's just like you're going to have some impact on the world, right? And it's a second sense. You don't really know what it is. Well, you may know now, but for some of us, you may not know specifically what it is, how it's going to happen, but you just feel called to do something, right? It's just like a second sense you have. It's just like breathing. You just know it, right? The fifth thing is you care about people more than others, right? Like you really do care about people. And it's not just family and friends. It could just be different types of people. Like you may not even know them personally, but you just care like, oh my gosh, I would not want anything to happen to this person, or, why? Like you just really care. The sixth thing is that your friends don't really know you deeply. And what I mean by that is we have, at the moment, we may have friends that we associate with, we hang out, but they don't really know us, right? Like we're hanging with them, but it's like being alone and being a stranger in a group of people, right? And they don't really know you deeply. And when I say know you, I mean like that deep part of yourself. And this is something that I really can't describe. You just have to know what I mean or feel it. It's very hard to describe, but it's just a part of your character that's in there that none of your friends really know. And the thing is, you may have tried and it just doesn't work out, right? And you may have tried to express it, you may have tried to do different things, maybe hint at it, whatever, and you just either get shut down or it just doesn't really work, right? Or you just never really done it because you just know, you feel they won't get it, right? And then the seventh thing is you may constantly lose friends. And what I mean by that is your circle may constantly change. People may walk out of your life. Things may happen where you don't understand and people just keep leaving your life. You don't understand it. And that can be very frustrating. That can be very painful. And you may constantly keep doing the right thing and thinking that something is wrong with you or thinking that you're something is off and you just don't understand why is it that people keep leaving your life, why you keep losing friends. And I could go on and on, but you get the gist. And for this particular podcast, I really just want to help you get through this. I really want to help you understand this process about yourself and about all of this, specifically for those of you who just feel really different. And I relate with you. So the first thing is why? Why do you go through this? And I really want to answer that question because I've went through this and I've witnessed other friends of mine who have went through this. And I will tell you the reason why you go through this is because you're destined for more. There's more to your character. You have a character trait or a set of traits that you stand out. You are different from most people around you. And you go through these things to learn what it's like to lose people, what it's like to have a strong character, and what it's like for people who may not have a strong character. Or you may discover the reason why you think differently you've been trying to fit in is you've been around people who are not on that same caliber, meaning they don't think as big, they think a certain way. Or you may be around people who are closed-minded and you're very open-minded. The thing is, you've been around people who are the opposite of you. And because of that, you now have a taste and an experience of what it's like to be around that. And it serves you. It really does. And how it serves you is that it helps you to understand, okay, these are the type of people that I've been around. You're going to know the signs. You're going to pick up the red flags. You're going to sense when there are people who are just like this. You're going to know. You have to go through this so it can gear you up for when you do come across the people that will help you, right? Other reasons of why you go through this is because there is lessons that are specifically tailored for this higher version of yourself, this best version of yourself. Whatever it is, like that success or that something that you feel that you're going to do, all of this is serving you. So you have to go through meeting these different types of people. You have to go through feeling alone and lost, because when you're lost, it helps you to discover who are you? Who are you really? And that helps you to identify, okay, this is who I am. I need to be around more people who are like this. And when you are alone, you're never really alone, because you always have people around you, but alone in solitude, that if you use that, like literally use that solitude, that is a power you will tap into. When you use that solitude to really discover and observe things that's going on around you, your thoughts, how you feel, you can use that to become a better person, right? And another thing with that, I just used a bad word. I said, another thing with that is people not really understanding you. And you have to go through that. People not really understanding you, because it really serves you to really get to understand yourself and learn how to express yourself, because it helps you when you can, because people can say, oh, people just don't understand me. And it's just like, okay, if a person really wants to understand you, okay, well, tell me something, and you don't know how to express it, then, you're not really helping yourself and or those people, because there are people who genuinely want to understand you. But if you can't do that, how can they do that, right? So that serves you as well greatly. And it's all part of the process. It's this process of you getting better, of you knowing yourself, of you discovering yourself, of you putting yourself together, you removing the things that people have said you're like your family may say, oh, you're like this, or you're like that, or your friends say you're like this, you're like that, or the world is saying, the things that you are, and you may not be none of that. And none of that may fit you. You may already know this, but it all serves you. It refines you, and it gets you in this space of really knowing, feeling, and discovering who you really are. It's all about the refinement. So understand it is part of the process, and it is a very important process. Once you go through it, you're going to look back and you're going to see, wow, I'm glad I went through this. And to be honest with you, some of those lessons, they're going to repeat. And it's not a bad thing. It's not saying you're failing, but you're going to understand them on a deeper level. To this day, guys, like I've had to work on rewording or understanding the word friends, because I was just talking with my aunt today and I was telling her, auntie, it took me majority, like you've told me since I was elementary, middle school, that not everybody's your friend. And as I got older, she would say, not everybody's your friend, nephew. And then later on, she would say, not everybody's your friends. They are either your associate or your schoolmates. And I was just like, nah, my auntie's just saying that. They are my friends. Like we go to school, we talk and things like that. And then later on, I would grow up and discover, okay, what is a friend? Like it hit me. I don't know. I seen it somewhere and it was like a friend is they described it like that friend is someone who you trust, who is there for you in hard times and vice versa and things like that. And when I understood more of the meaning of friends, I realized I was just calling any and everybody that. I'm like, oh, we're in school. That's a friend of mine. I see them every day. But it's like, no, that is a schoolmate. That is someone that because I'm in this environment, I am with them all the time. That is a schoolmate. Outside of that, we don't talk. We don't hang out. They don't really know what I'm going through. They don't really know my family. They don't know my dynamic of me. But in school, they know that. And I had to really understand that even to this day, and I am 20, how old am I? 26 years old. And I have to really refine that. Like, okay, this person is an associate. I get along with this person. They are an associate. Until later on, they may become a friend. And those are lessons that I've still had to go through and understand because I am a very friendly person. I love to connect with people. So I have to understand that certain people are just associates and certain people are a friend. And you're going to go through lessons. Yours may not be mine, but you may go through constant lessons of being misunderstood or your circle of friends constantly changing, or you caring about people and things just go south with them, right? So your lessons are going to be different because it's catered to what you are here for, your purpose and whatnot. So that is the why. That is the gist of the why. Now, you got that. How do you progress, right? The only way for you to progress, and I'm going to just tell it to you straight because other people suggest this and that. The only way for you to progress is to completely be yourself. And that is hard, especially in the world we live in today where people are being judged for this, that, and the other. And people may say, oh, that's easy. It's easy for me to be myself. And when I say this for people, they may, oh, I just be myself on a regular. So people say that, but I really mean completely 100% be yourself, not 75%, not 80%. And what I mean for those people who say, well, I'm always 100% myself. Well, in certain situations, you may be the strong one, but there are times where you may really be vulnerable, but you don't share that with nobody. You need to be yourself, be vulnerable, be honest, and express your feelings, right? But what I mean even more with completely be yourself is if you are very different, be that, express that. If you think differently, talk about that, express your thoughts. What this does is there may be people around you who may not get it. They may think, oh, okay, you're weird. Accept it. You're weird. You're different. Just accept it, right? When you completely be yourself, you expose yourself. And that is going to allow you to strengthen up. It's going to really just give you a lot of strength to be yourself because you're going to have to go through it. You're going to have to process it. You're going to have to go through maybe the fears of what other people may think of you or the judgments or being vulnerable. All of these things about being yourself is going to be hard in different areas. Some of us is easier for most, but there are levels to yourself. There are times where you have to completely understand where you may not be very smart in a certain area that you thought you were in, or you may not be as strong emotionally in a certain area that you thought you're in. And that takes strength to be that in a world of people who hide themselves, who don't want to express themselves because they don't want to deal with whatever it may be or the judgments or whatever it is. Completely be yourself. So let me give you some examples, some real life examples. One of the things with myself is that when I was younger, I did not express my emotions. Like you had to have a very special place at the seat of my table, like very close for me to somewhat express my emotions. And I did not do that because I figured you would think I was weak. You would think I was less than a man or whatever. And I didn't do that. I had to learn to express my emotions and be okay with that and understand that that's actually a strength and it's not a weakness. Most people hold stuff in and that's not good for my health. I love the hell out of me. So I need my health to be on point. And so that was one example. Another example is I used to pride myself on knowing like a lot of stuff. You know, I was that sarcastic one, like, you didn't know that? Like, duh. And I really had to take several seats, sit down, and really look at myself and tell myself, there's a lot of things I really do not know. Because you put me in a situation of an area that I'm not an expert in. I am just like a kid who have no idea what you're talking about. Even big words, guys, like to this day, I don't even know certain big words that are used. Like, and I will use certain words and I'm like, yeah, I've heard that, but I don't really know what it means. It just sounds, I'm just using the right context clues with it. And I've had to really sit down and accept, dude, there are a lot of things you are ignorant on, and that's okay. That is an opportunity for you to learn. That was very hard for me to do. I'm telling you that, but that took some time. Like I really had to accept that within myself and look at it as an opportunity to really learn and grow. Another thing is being okay. It's okay to be sensitive. And for me, this is more with the emotional aspect, but growing up, especially as a male, we're not like you hear me say this all the time. Just growing up as a male, you're not supposed to be sensitive, things like that. But I've had to learn it's okay to be that and to be myself. And when I am doing that, other people around me, especially other males, they are like, wow, bro, you really just say it like it is. That's how you really feel. I'm like, yes, I am not going to hold it in. If you're someone who's close to me, I'm going to tell you, this is how I feel. You hurt me or whatever. And we talk, we communicate. And that was big. So there are a lot of things about yourself, guys, that you are going to have to really completely like be. And there are levels to this. And that is the only way for you to progress, right? In any aspect when it comes to this greatness for you being different. When you are being different, especially the core thing, I'm going to say this again, is completely be yourself in all aspects, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, especially spiritually. I'm going to say that and then I'll move on, especially spiritually, because now, God forbid, you're not a certain religion, you get attacked for that. Hell, if you don't believe in something, then you're attacked for that. So you have to just really just take those blows and let that serve you. Like how, like because of you feel this way, or you may have this belief or don't have this belief, whatever it may be, you have to just take that and understand not everybody's like you. Not everybody had the same experience as you. Not everybody was raised like you. And so because of that, they're not going to have the same ideas or beliefs that you have or mindsets with it. And so if you feel passionately about a certain spiritual thing that you gravitate towards, be that and express that. And you don't have to tell people, oh, well, I'm this, so you're going to need to be this around me. Like, no, don't do that, because it's going to be very hard for you. But express it. This is who I am. And people say, well, you should be this. You respect their opinion and keep it moving. That's what they want to do. Let them do that. But all of these things are going to take some strength. And once you get through them, you start to build this foundation within yourself, this firmness of this is who I am. No one's going to rock me. And when you do that, because you are very different, that now gears you up for when you meet other people who may not be as strong as you are. When you meet other people and you're just being yourself, you then allow them to be themselves because you endured and you gained strength from being yourself, right? So that's very important. And this actually leads to a very important piece, which is the next piece is let people just like you discover and befriend you. You can only do this when you're completely yourself. And you want to let people who are like you discover you and befriend you. So here's what I mean. I am a very weird individual. All of my close friends and my family can tell you I'm weird. They will tell you that I am not like most people. Heck, some of my family don't really even know me, and that's okay. That's okay. But I am a very weird individual. So I can, like, if you see my hair on a regular, you'll know I'm a weird person. Or how I speak, or the way I do things, I'm a very weird individual. And I'm okay with that. I love it. And when I'm a weird individual, I have this beacon of light where I attract other weird people to me. And I don't mean weird in like like you're weird, you're creepy, I need to call the cops. I mean like these people are very weird. Like I will go somewhere and a person may say, I really like your hair. It reminds me of this black fire. And when I think of this black fire, it makes me think of the world and the universe. And it's just like, okay, that was weird. I like you. Like, okay, I never got that description. I'm used to, I like your hair. It's so thick and curly. Well, thank you. Like, give me something different. Tell me my hair is like black fire and it reminds you of the universe. I would like to know more about you because you are weird. You're weird. That was different. And most people, they're like, nah, that I'm not with that. And that's okay. That's okay. But that's just who I am. You know, if you are a person who is very caring and very nurturing, be that. You're going to attract other people who are very caring and nurturing. And they'll be able to talk with you like, hey, what do you do? Like, okay, I'm sure you've experienced this. Like, there are certain people I try to be nice with, but things happen and it hurts. How do you deal with that? Those people can help you, you know? Another thing is you may be a thinker that's way beyond, you know, your generation. And because of that, you may feel a bit of alone. You may feel like, okay, there isn't no one who's on this wavelength. But the more you express like your thoughts saying, hey, if we did this, this would be different. I guarantee you someone is going to be like, dude, I thought the same thing, or I feel you on that. I really think that we could really change this. I thought I was the only one who thought that. And it's just like, no. And then you're intrigued then, right? I know if you're a thinker, you're intrigued. Okay, you say that, but let's just, what else? Let's see, you know, let's bite the bait here. Let's see what else. And you test them, you know, mentally, and then boom, they pass and they end up sharing some things that changes your mind. And that's good. But for this to happen, you have to be yourself. And when you meet these people, don't be on your guard like, I ain't friendly. Please don't be that. Because when you say you're not friendly, that's going to cut you off from so many opportunities. But hey, this is the podcast where you connect with, you know, I'm helping you guys connect with people. Just so let's work on that. Let's not say you're not friendly because you may meet somebody that can change your life, right? So be yourself. And let these people discover you and let them, you know, be a friend, like, or an associate, however you want to do it, whatever works for you. Let them enter your life for a bit. And you can have them at an arm's length, ask them questions, keep it a certain way, go with the vibes and stuff like that. But let these people in your life. It changes things. It is the best thing to have when you are different and you meet other people who are very different, because now you guys start to change things. You guys start to change things around you. You change each other, perspectives, thoughts, and eventually you start affecting those around you, the world, right? So you get the gist of that. People are amazing. People are really important. And there are those who are around you. You just have to light the beacon. Turn it on, turn the light on. This is who I am. And people will say, oh, wow, this is who he is. I like who he is. I'm going to talk with him. And there are going to be people who are like, oh, this is who he is. Nah, I don't want to deal with him. And that is beautiful. When I tell you, let me tell you guys how I'm getting emotional on this. That is beautiful. When people don't want to be around you, guys, hear me. That is amazing, because you don't want to deal with them anyways. Let them go. Let them. I'm telling you, it's good for your blood pressure. It's good for your mental health, your emotional health. It is good. Let them go. Don't hold on. Let them be. Let them go. It is amazing. Things will happen in your life for where people do stuff and they just exit your life. Let them go. Hell, build a door, a beautiful door at that. Like, hey, there's this exit here. I specifically have a red carpet there. You can take some drinks with you. There's some bottled water to the left. You can take a little snack pack on your way of exiting my life. And that is a beautiful thing, because when you do that, then you have more room. Better people can come in. More people that are great for you come in. So let them go. Don't hold on. And also know your worth, because some of them people may come back. And that's on you. Then you're going to have to discover, okay, do I want to let this person in my life? Have they changed? Be very careful with that. But that's on you. But yes, just accept these different types of people and let those other people go. Let the new people come in and let them change your life. And really, the last thing with that is just accept the challenges of your life and know it serves you. So I told you why you go through this. I told you how you progress through it. The important piece is letting the people come in. And now the part for you is that you just have to really accept the challenges of your life and know it serves you. And when you accept that, it makes things so much easier and things progress so much faster. Things become clear. What do I mean by that? There are going to be challenges uniquely set for yourself that you're going to have to go through that's going to make you a better person and is going to serve you in the long run. Even if you don't think it is, it really is. So a few of the challenges with myself is that I've had to let a lot of things go that I thought I needed to keep. And what that means is there are lessons that I may teach or share with other people that have greatly helped me. And there is a point in my life where I had to let all of that go. It no longer serves me. So that is a challenge for myself of just letting go. And I've been getting better each time. Another thing is that I live my life with my intuition as my compass. So I've had to accept the challenges of progressing and not really knowing how exactly things are going to fall out. And that took some time to accept because I was a person, I like to plan things. This feels like I'm being irresponsible. I'm, going with the flow. But the challenge with that is I've had to accept that that's how it works for me. And that's how I receive things and see it in a better way than I normally would have. It's less resistance. Things just flow. And in the beginning, that is a challenge. Sometimes, even now, it can be a bit of a challenge with certain things because it's like if someone asks me, well, what are you going to do about this? And it's just like, to be honest with you, I don't know. My intuition will tell me, and that's all I can tell you. I'll know when I get there. And when I think of someone receiving that, a part of me is just like, I know that's not a definite answer, but that's the answer I can give you. And so those are some challenges about my life. Another challenge with my life is understanding that I'm a very valuable person, and everybody is valuable. Everybody has value. But when you know your worth, that's the thing. When you know your worth and you know the value that you bring to other people, there are challenges with that. Like there are certain friends who at the moment, our relationships are just kind of just being distant, and that I've had to accept that and understand the challenges with that and really let it go and like I've been telling you guys, let people go and focus on myself. And the biggest challenge with that is I may be alone in a sense of in solitude all the time. And sometimes I'm like, man, I just want to, talk to another human being. And those friends that I know, it's like, you let them go. It's like, I'm so used to that. So I have to stop myself and actually focus on what I'm doing and progress and know the right people are coming. And that can be very hard for most people. And that is definitely can be challenging for me. So I have to accept that these are the challenges in my life. And I know every time I get through them, guys, I'm sitting here like, wow, I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy I went through this. This made me a better person. I reap the rewards, right? And another thing, guys, is everybody's challenge is different. You're probably going to go through the same challenge over and over again and understand it on a deeper level. I will tell you, my thing with that has been patience. It has been patience with people, then patience with myself, further patience with myself, patience with everything. And it's just to the point where I got to where if a person said patience to me, I wanted to kill them. I'm just like, don't tell me to be patient. Don't tell me what I know I need to be. Don't do that. Right. That was like a cuss word for me. Like I felt like you just attacked my ancestors and me. So I've had to go through that. So there are challenges, guys. But when you accept it and you get through it, you'll see it has served you in amazing ways that no one else could give it to you. You couldn't get it in school. You couldn't get it from your parents. It just serves you in amazing, amazing ways. And a very key point that I will like to share with you is once you do all of this, you will eventually have a very tight and powerful support of people in your circle. So your circle is going to be very tight. You're going to have really powerful people that's going to change the game for a lot of things. You're going to appreciate them. And that's going to help you so much when you're dealing with the world around you, when you're dealing with other different types of people. You have that core group of people that you can talk with and be there and listen. And it just helps you dramatically. It's just like you go out for the fight and then you come home and they're there, like supporting you, telling you you're great, reminding you of your greatness, reminding you why you're doing what you're doing. Because you're going to have some low moments, guys. You're really going to have low moments, and it's okay. That's part of the process of you, of you being different. And you're going to need those people in your life, in your circle, reminding you of how great you are. And those people are not going to have animosity towards you. They're not going to be like other people. It's going to be great. I will tell you this, though. The types of people that you do have in your life ultimately is the result of how you are. So if you have people who may have animosity or a lot of negative traits, you better look at yourself, because you attract those types of people. So look in yourself and see where you're like that in different areas. And I promise you, your circle will change. So honestly, with all of that being said, you get it. I like to extend this invitation of, like, if you feel like any of this and you don't really have someone immediately like close to you or whatnot who is different, like, my invitation is just like, don't hesitate to contact me and just, connect and whatnot and talk. Really, I love meeting different people, like people who are very different from other people. They stick out. I love that. And if you don't have that immediately where you're at in your part of the world, do not hesitate to contact me. Like I said, you can contact me on the group. You can contact me on my page. I get the email, it comes straight to my phone, all of that. Like, we can talk. And I just feel like being around people who are different like you, we need to really like stick together, help each other out, and eventually help the world around us, because a lot of us would do so well if we had the support, if we had those people who really understood us, who could help us see the things that we may not see. And that's where we all have our strengths. Right. I'm able to see a lot of things in other people and see it in myself. But other people may have different strengths that I do not have. And it just helps us become better, especially if you're someone who's different, and it's just providing that value. So again, guys, if you're one of those people who feel all of this and you do not have someone, please hit me up. We can talk, video chat, because I know the podcast is in different parts of the world now, I'm seeing. So I would love to just talk and just get to know you all more. So with that part of the podcast, that being said, we're going to move to health is wealth, right? And for those of you who are new to the podcast, because there are being lots of new people I'm seeing, this is part of the segment where I like to share something with you or bring your awareness to healthy foods for you to eat, because this is a podcast not only where we are connecting and it's all about the human connection, but I would love to just share things with you to increase your awareness for you to feel better. So each episode, sharing something with you to try and it impacting your health, you'll be able to come and listen to the podcast and feel better, feel healthier, be a better you. And that is the whole point of this health is wealth, because really your wealth is in your health. And hey, if you're listening to this podcast and you're not feeling good, hey, if there's something I could share with you and it made you feel a little bit better, then that works. And I would love for all the listeners just to, be healthier. That's the name of the game now. So this particular food that we're going to talk about is cherry tomatoes. Specifically cherry tomatoes, only because most of the other tomatoes, they're just processed and humans don't got their hands in it, and they just create some other stuff. So cherry tomatoes, alkaline and whatnot. The benefits. Now, I'm going to go a bit in detail with this only because my intuition told me to, and I was just kind of like, I'm just going to give them some bullet points and keep it moving. But my intuition was like, no. So apparently I'm feeling with this is that there are people specifically who need to hear these details. So yeah, going with the intuition here. So the benefits, the first one is good for your waistline. So when you're trying to lose weight, the key is to eat foods that keep you full without costing you too many calories. Cherry tomatoes fits that bill to a T. 10 cherry tomatoes, actually, which is about a cup, has only 30 calories. If you're on a, 1,500 calorie diet, those 10 cherry tomatoes only meet 2% of your daily calories needed, or your daily calorie needs. So for people who count calories, there you go. Also, the next thing is potassium and blood pressure. 10 cherry tomatoes has almost as much potassium as a medium banana with 400 milligrams. Eating more potassium-rich foods may help you lower your blood pressure. A high intakes of potassium increases your body's ability to excrete sodium, helping to improve fluid balance and lessen pressure on your arteries. Okay, then, because I be having some salt in my foods, and now I know. Okay, and the last part is protection against free radicals. I'm glad I actually put more details in this because I hear free radicals, but this is one of those things where I said I'm ignorant to a lot of stuff. I hear free radicals. I'm like, okay, that's not good. I don't know specifically what that means, but I know that's not good. So it protects me against that. So for those of you who may be like me, don't know what that means. So protecting your body from toxic substances that cause damage to your cells, it may help lower your risk of a number of chronic illnesses, including heart disease and cancer. Tomatoes contain a few nutrients that offer such protection, including vitamin C, lycopene, I'm probably saying that weird, lycopene, lycopene, and beta carotene, which are known as antioxidants. Lycopene specifically is linked to reducing risk of specific types of cancer, including prostate, lung, and stomach cancer. And tomatoes, including cherry tomatoes, are some of the best sources of lycopene. To absorb the most lycopene from your cherry tomatoes, eat them with a little fat, such as your favorite salad dressing, or saute them in olive oil. And that actually moves on to the next part where I was going to say how I personally eat them. Me, cherry tomatoes are like candy. So I just eat it raw, just as is. Wash it off and pop and just eat it. It's like just a snack for me. And also, too, just like it said, I'll saute it in a pan with some other vegetables, have either some grapeseed oil. I don't really saute anything. I don't use olive oil just because olive oil is not a high heat oil. So I use grapeseed. I think when you cook with olive oil, it's not as healthy. So don't quote me on that, but that's what I've learned. So that's just me. If it's high heat, I use grapeseed oil or avocado oil. But anyways, yeah, that's how I eat it. It's super good. I love it with a leafy green, specifically like a kale or arugula, some type of green, and some onions and maybe some mushrooms. I think I say that like all the time, or some peppers, depending on how I want the taste. But it's really good when I have that tomatoes cooking in there, and the tomato juices, I feel like they soak obviously into the greens, but when you season it, it's like the tomatoes just takes the seasoning and just blends it into the rest of the foods. That's just me. It is so good, and I love the smell that tomatoes give when you're cooking them. Delish. So guys, definitely pop that into your daily food intake. And really, cherry tomatoes are accessible everywhere, so I don't really have to tell you guys where to get it from, your local store. I think people have asked me about do I eat organic or not. I say, hey, if you can get organic, get it. If not, depending on your location and environment and other stuff, as long as you're eating a bit healthier, by all means, go for it. But if you can do organic, go for it. No pressure. So with that being said, guys, that is it for this podcast. And you guys are amazing. Happy Friday to you all. I literally desire for all of you to reach all of your goals, have a nice wealth consciousness, or developing your wealth consciousness. Literally, whatever it is that you have been praying for, asking for, know that you already got it. You're going to receive it. You're going to experience it. And honestly, a big thank you to all of the new listeners of the podcast who have been subscribing and checking it out. I am very, very, very grateful to all of you because I am seeing all of you just in different parts of the world. And I am very, very grateful to actually say that the podcast has literally touched just about all 7 continents. So I am very grateful for that. I am grateful for all of you who listen, who shares the podcast, who even talks to me about it. You guys are amazing. I am very grateful to be able to serve you all and add value to your life. And even having this intimate time with you, whatever you're doing, either driving your car, exercising, whatever it may be, I am grateful that you decided to press play on my podcast and my episode and allow me to add value into your life. I am excited to see all of you just progress and be different, connect with other people, because we're in a world now where disconnection is like the new thing, and we are social creatures and we are social animals. And it's awesome to see other people who are not afraid to get back to themselves and connect with other people. So that is beautiful for me. And guys, like I said, I will say this again, if you are one of those people who feel very different, I am not a hard person to contact. Let me know, hit me up. We can communicate, we can talk. I would love to meet more of you and connect as well. Also, I will say this, so I'm just going to speak this now. A lot of people have been telling me I should start doing like tours and meeting different people in different parts of the world. I would love to do that. I have no idea how that's going to happen at the moment, but that would be awesome. I love like connections, like one-on-ones or meeting with people in person. I love that. So definitely I will be doing my work here to make sure I can get that ball rolling. And I would love to talk with you all in just different parts of the world and just see like, what's it like over there? How do you guys connect? What's the culture? What are the things that you learn when it comes to different people? It's exciting for me. This is my gift. I do love to connect with people, but I know I can learn so much more. And that's why I'm excited to just share with you all, because you all tell me different things that I have not been exposed to. And it allows me to be exposed and see these different things and talk with you all. And you guys can share your input and ask questions. And I can ask questions because there are a lot of things, again, I am ignorant on, and I am so happy of it because I don't know a lot of things. And when people tell me things, it's like, oh, I'm growing. So yeah, guys, you are amazing. Thank you so much for being born. And I will talk to you all Tuesday. And for some of you, I will be seeing you all on my Facebook and on my Instagram. So that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Please leave a 5-star rating and share with a friend near you. Remember, the world's a better place because you exist. Know your worth and know thyself.